If you clicked on this video right now, I need you to stop everything you're doing. Turn off the stove, lower the volume on the television, keep your phone steady in your hand, and look at this screen. What I am going to reveal to you in the next few minutes could change the direction of your life this very day. God is saying something very clear to you at this exact moment, and He chose this channel, this video, this minute, to reach you. The message is simple and direct. If you stay for just 1 minute, He will bless you. But there is a detail that no one has told you yet, and that is why so many blessings graze your life without ever taking root. You are going to understand exactly what is blocking your blessing, what needs to be undone in the spiritual realm, and what God is asking you to do now, today, before this window closes. I am not here to stall you with pretty words. I am here because the Father gave me this message to deliver, and if you are watching, it is because you are the intended recipient. You feel a strange exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. You pray, but you feel like the prayer hits the ceiling and bounces back. You work, you strive, you do your part, and yet the money slips through your fingers like sand. You look to the side and see people with half your character prospering, while you, who try to do everything right, remain stuck. This is not a coincidence, it's not bad luck, and I swear by the Father's name that this is not a punishment. This is a warning. And the warning is this: there is something trying to make you give up before the blessing arrives. That is why God is asking you for just 1 minute. 1 minute of internal silence, 1 minute of real faith, 1 minute of obedience, because it is in this minute that the Father usually turns tables that have been turned against you for years. If you feel that this video is for you, comment the word "I receive" right now down below. This simple act is already the first step of obedience the Father is asking of you. Do not move to the next video. Do not switch tabs. Stay here with me. Because what I am going to tell you from now on will show you why so many people lose their blessing in the final minute, and how you will never make that mistake again. I want you to pay attention to what I am about to describe, because if more than 3 things on this list sound like your life, you need to understand that you are under direct spiritual attack. You wake up tired, even after sleeping 8 hours. You feel a weight on your shoulders that has no medical explanation. You have arguments inside your home for reasons that, 5 minutes later, you can't even remember. Money comes in and vanishes, and when you check your bank statement, you stare at the screen trying to understand where it went. You feel the urge to pray, but when you kneel, a strange drowsiness hits you. A distracting thought crosses your mind. Your phone rings, or someone knocks at the door. You have confusing dreams, dreams of people who have already passed away, dreams of snakes, of dirty water, or of you running from something you can't even see. You feel a groundless sadness in the late afternoon, especially on Sundays. You look in the mirror and don't recognize the person standing there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? And the worst part is that you've tried everything. You've gone to the doctor, you've taken vitamins, you've changed your diet, you've tried the gym, you've tried therapy, you've even tried that herbal tea your neighbor recommended, and nothing fully resolves it. It improves for a bit and then returns. This happens because the problem isn't just in the body. The problem is in a deeper layer, and it is exactly about this layer that no one wants to talk, because it's scary, because it's hard work, because it requires a decision. But God is calling you to that decision today. He is saying to you, "Son, daughter, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute of your total attention, your total faith, your total obedience, and I will turn this life upside down for the better." The question is, will you give that minute, or will you continue giving an hour a day to the news, 2 hours to soap operas, 3 hours to messaging apps, leaving only a tired sigh for the Father before you go to sleep? Stop deceiving yourself. You know this imbalance exists, and it is precisely this imbalance that opens the door for the enemy to act. There is something that few preachers have the courage to speak about openly. There is a spiritual chessboard surrounding your life, and on this board, you are the most valuable piece. The enemy doesn't waste time with those who are spiritually asleep, because those people are already neutralized. The enemy spends his ammunition on those who are about to wake up, and if you have made it this far in this video, it's because you are about to wake up. That is why the war in your life has seemed so intense in recent months. That is why problems appear out of nowhere. That is why arguments arise with people who have always loved you. That is why you feel a spiritual exhaustion that even the best coffee can't fix. It's not a coincidence, it's a strategy. But today, in this exact minute you are giving me, the game changes. And it changes because you are going to learn something that changes everything. God's blessing does not fall on a disordered life. It falls on an aligned life. And that is exactly where what I need to tell you now comes in. That is why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, titled 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading. It is the map of how you use those minutes that God asks for so insistently. You feel like you pray and are not heard. You feel like you do your part and see no results. The sacred book teaches you exactly what to do in each of the 21 days to unlock the blessing that is dammed up in your life. Each day has a word, a specific prayer, a movement of faith that clears the spiritual ground where the Father is going to build your new phase. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel, and I need to warn you about something serious. They have already tried to take this material down more than once because it goes against what the system wants you to believe. The system wants you tired, in debt, and discouraged. The sacred book teaches you how to exit this cycle through the front door. Go down to the first comment now, download the sacred book, and comment below the phrase, "I am chosen, and I will download the digital book." This comment is an act of faith. It is your spiritual signature on this pact. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I will tell you will be the final blow against everything that has been preventing you from receiving what is yours by right. There is a story I have never forgotten. There was a man in a small town in rural Ohio, a simple man, a father of 3, a rideshare driver by day, a security guard at night, and on weekends he still did odd jobs as a handyman. This man prayed every day. Every day. He lit candles, he went to church, he gave his tithe even when there was barely enough food on the table, and nothing moved. On the contrary, it seemed that the more he struggled, the tighter things became. His car would break down, his wife got sick, his oldest son got into trouble at school. He entered such a deep crisis that he thought about stopping his prayers. He thought about leaving the faith. And one early morning, sitting in his living room with a past-due electric bill in his hand, he said a different kind of prayer. He said, "Father, I don't know what to do anymore. If you are there, give me a sign, even if it's just for a minute." And in that minute, the Father showed him something that changed everything. It wasn't a vision, it wasn't an angel, it wasn't anything spectacular. It was a simple thought crossing his heart. You are praying a lot, but you are living wrong. You cannot ask a father for order and offer the Father chaos. Clean the house, clean the heart, clean the mouth, and I will take care of the rest. That man understood that night that prayer without alignment is like watering a plant with its roots exposed. The water runs off, but the plant doesn't thrive. And that is exactly what is happening to you. You pray, you have faith, you believe, but your life is not aligned with what you are asking for. And that is where the enemy enters, through those very cracks. That is why God is asking for just 1 minute of your total attention today. Because 1 minute of alignment is worth more than 1,000 minutes of disconnected prayer. This is the secret that many people spend their whole lives trying to understand, and I am not going to let you spend a lifetime to understand it. That is why this video is reaching you now. Look closely at your life over the last 12 months. How many times did you feel you were close to a victory, and at the last minute something ruined everything? That job offer that seemed certain, and then suddenly the phone stopped ringing. That relationship that was going well and suddenly cooled off for no reason. That extra money that came in, only for an expense of the exact same value to appear the following week and take it all away. That opportunity you prepared for months to seize, and on the exact day you got sick. That, my brother, my sister, is not bad luck. That is what the Bible calls spiritual theft. And the Father sent me to tell you today that this cycle ends here, within this minute you are giving me. But for it to end, it requires a movement from you. God does not act alone. He waits for your yes. He waits for your step. He waits for your act of faith. And that is why so many people pray their whole lives and never see the manifestation, because they ask, but they do not move. And the Father forces no one. He invites, He calls, He waits. And today's invitation, I swear by the word, is for you. If these words are touching your chest as if I am speaking about your specific life, it's because I am. Comment now, I am here, Father, to confirm that you are ready to move. And stay with me, because what comes next is the part that bothers the enemy the most, and therefore, it is the part that will set you free the most. Now I need you to sit up straight, take a deep breath, and open your heart to hear what I'm going to tell you, because this next part is the key that will open the doors that have been closed to you for a long time. The Father revealed 3 rules to me that every blessed person must follow, and these 3 rules are exactly what the sacred book teaches day after day for 21 days, in such a practical way that even those who have never been able to maintain a routine of faith can follow it from start to finish. The first rule is sacred silence. You need to learn to hold your tongue at strategic moments. Most blessings are stolen because the person talks too much, tells everyone, posts on social media, mentions it at the local diner, and what was meant to be sown in silence ends up being harvested by the wrong hands. The sacred book teaches you, in the very first days, how to practice this sacred silence in a way that protects what is being generated in your life. The second rule is territory cleansing. Everything you touch, everything inside your home, everything on your phone, everything in your mouth, has a spiritual influence. There are objects, there is music, there are conversations, and there are habits that are functioning as portals for the enemy to enter and steal your peace every day. And you don't even notice. The sacred book guides you through a complete spiritual house cleaning day by day in simple language, without complications or difficult terms, exactly the way you need to apply it even in the rush of your daily life, even if you've never had a deep spiritual experience. The third rule, and this is the most powerful, is the minute pact. There is a sacred minute every single day when heaven opens and is available to deliver blessings directly into your hands. But if you don't know which minute that is, it passes and you lose it. The sacred book reveals how to identify this minute in your personal routine and how to position yourself in it every day to receive what has been set aside for you since before you were born. Can you imagine your life 21 days from now if you start today? Can you imagine waking up without that weight, opening the refrigerator and having what you need, opening your banking app and seeing a different number, opening your heart and feeling peace instead of that anguish that visits you in the middle of the night? This is not a fantasy. This is not an empty promise. This is what happens when a person finally decides to align their life with the Father. And the sacred book is the step-by-step guide. It's not theory, it's not philosophy. It's not a book meant to collect dust on a shelf. It is a spiritual battle manual made for Western people, with our language, with our reality, with the problems of people over 35 who endure more than they should. Think about how many times you've invested money in things that brought no results. You invested in a course you didn't finish. You invested in a gym you stopped attending after 3 weeks. You invested in a miracle product that promised everything and delivered nothing. I guarantee you that the sacred book is different because it doesn't promise the things of man. It delivers the principles of the Father. And the Father's principles do not fail. They do not pass away. They do not grow old. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. I'm going to warn you about something serious. This content has already been the target of blocking attempts. Platforms tried to take it down. People within the system tried to silence it because teaching people to align with God is the greatest threat that exists against a system that needs people tired, in debt, and spiritually asleep to keep functioning. That's why I ask you, with all the urgency of my heart, go down to the first comment now, click the link, download the sacred book to your phone or computer, and then come back here and write in the comments of this video the exact phrase, "I am chosen, and I will download the digital book." This comment is not just a comment. It is a spiritual declaration. It is a signature on the invisible contract you just made with the Father. It is an act of faith that moves the spiritual world. It's no wonder there are people watching this video and feeling chills right now, feeling a tear run down for no reason, feeling their chest tighten in a good way. This is the Father confirming that you belong to the house, that you are a son, that you are a daughter, that you are not alone on this journey and never were, even when it seemed like no one saw you. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I tell you will be the final blow against the routine of defeat that has been pursuing you, and you will understand why so many people come back here after 21 days to share testimonies of total change. There is a phrase from the Father that I want you to engrave in your heart for the rest of your life. He said, "I will give you the treasures of darkness and the hidden riches of secret places." Stop reading this as poetry and start reading it as a contract. The Father did not say maybe. The Father did not say if you deserve it. The Father did not say when you are perfect. The Father said, "I will give you." And the Father does not go back on his word. If you are not receiving, it's not because the Father isn't fulfilling his part. It's because something is intercepting that delivery on the way. And the sacred book is the instrument the Father chose for this exact hour of your life to unblock that delivery that was stalled. Think of a package from the post office that leaves the distribution center but never arrives at your house. You know it was sent, you have the tracking code, but something happens along the way. This is exactly the image of what is happening in your spiritual life at this moment. The blessing has been released. It has your name written on it. But someone or something is intercepting it. And the sacred book gives you the exact 21 days to release that celestial package directly to your doorstep. There is no mystery, no fluff, no complicated ritual. There is the word of the Father. There is prayer with a date. There is practical action for each day. There is guidance for your routine. There is direction for your finances. There is care for your emotional health. There is protection for your family. And there is anointing for your relationships. I know you are tired. I know you have already tried. I know you have been disappointed by big promises. That is why I am not going to promise you anything that does not come from the Father. But what comes from the Father I can guarantee, because I have seen it happen to simple people like you. People at the coffee shop, the grocery store, on the bus, in the countryside, in the big city. People who decided to obey and were surprised in 3 weeks with things they didn't even have the courage to ask for anymore. That retiree who had given up on dreaming and opened a small business that now supports the family. That stay-at-home mom who had gotten used to sadness and today sings while she makes lunch. That father who was ashamed of not being able to provide and today has a testimony to tell at the local diner. That woman who had surrendered to loneliness and today lives a love that respects, cares for, and sanctifies. All of this began with obedience to the call of the minute. All of this began with people who listened to a video like this and decided not to move to the next one. All of this began with the step of faith you're about to take. And the step is simple. Go down to the first pinned comment, click the link for the sacred book, download it now without leaving it for later, because later is the enemy's favorite territory. Later is where the blessing dies. Later is the favorite word of those who lose opportunities. Today, now, in this minute, is the Father's territory, and the Father is calling you to enter that territory. Comment the phrase, "I am chosen," and I will download the digital book. Leave your like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell, because the Father is going to use this channel to deliver more words to you in the coming weeks, and you cannot afford to miss one. Share this video with that person who came to your mind while you were watching. It's not a coincidence that you thought of them. It's the Father using you as an instrument of salvation for another soul. Do this now before the exhaustion of the day convinces you to leave it for later. The system wants you to leave it for later. The Father wants you to decide now. Choose a side in this minute and follow what comes next, because there is still one more important revelation that needs to enter your heart before this video ends. To close on a high note, I want to remind you of something simple but that many people forget. A blessing does not go well with haste, but it does go well with decision. You don't need to run, but you do need to decide. And today's decision is this. Either you continue the same life that brought you here, or you give this minute of obedience that the Father is asking for, and let Him turn the game around. I have done my part by bringing this word. You do your part by receiving it. Go down to the first pinned comment of this channel. Click the link. Download the sacred book, 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God. Now, comment, "I am chosen," and I will download the digital book. Leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and start the first day of your new story today. 21 days from now, come back here and tell me what happened. And I'm warning you now, there will be a testimony. May the Father bless you in this minute. May He multiply every cent of your work. May He protect each of your children. May He restore what the enemy tried to steal. And may this be the last time you watch a video on this channel feeling like something is missing. From today on, with the sacred book in your hands, you no longer walk alone. Go in peace and come back to tell of the victory.